Welcome to Avon Meets Food, where I share my passions for making food, eating food, and traveling the world to discover and eat even more food. Today we are in Sunset Park, Brooklyn, where it's really well known for having a very diverse people who live in this area. Diverse people generally means that there's a really great diverse area for eating different types of cuisine. There are lots of different restaurants and grocery stores that represent the different types of cultures that are in this area. So the place that we're going to be going to is a place that I discovered in 2008 when I first moved to New York, which is called Xuyen. I'm probably butchering the name, but it's basically a Banh Mi shop or Vietnamese sandwich shop that is really, really famous. Back then, there were very few people who knew about it. But for me, it's probably the closest representation of a Banh Mi sandwich that I've had that comes just close to what I've had in terms of authenticity in Vietnam. The baguette is really, really airy on the inside and very crisp and nice on the outside. And then it's really airy and soft on the inside. And the fillings have all the different things that you would expect in Vietnam. So it has really delicious mayonnaise, it has homemade pate, all of the different pickled vegetables that you would expect, as well as a really nice variety of different types of Vietnamese meats. So we're gonna try that together today on 8th Avenue in Sunset Park here in Brooklyn. So we have arrived at the front of Xuyen. Right here, as you can see, it's a bit nondescript. It's definitely a no-frills type of Vietnamese bakery. Just to give you a sense of where we are and so that you can get your bearings, we are currently at 43rd Street and 8th Avenue in Sunset Park here in Brooklyn. The Chinatown area of Sunset Park is along 8th Avenue drag. Drag's on for probably like 20 blocks. Xuyen is a bit more on the outer part of 8th Avenue where Chinatown tends to die down a little bit. But it's definitely worth the trek, even though it takes probably about an hour door to door to get from our apartment, borderline Hell's Kitchen, Upper West Side, to get here. But these sandwiches have had me coming back for the last 11 years, so they're definitely really, really delicious and probably the best banh mi that you can get in the New York City area. So we're gonna check it out right now. We just ordered two combination number one sandwiches. We got these spicy, which means that they're gonna have jalapenos in them. So we got one for me, one for Chris, and then we also have two drinks we ordered. So what I would highly recommend of the drinks, if you like coffee, if it's in the morning, definitely order the Vietnamese iced coffee. It's super delicious, very, very strong, and it's also sweet because of the condensed milk. Because it's the afternoon and we are coffeeed or caffeined out for the day, we got two of the fruit shakes. So we have a number of different fruit shakes that are on the menu, but the ones that we always tend to get are the avocado. So it's a slight green tinge, as you can see here. It's really thick, really frothy. They use fresh avocado, sweetened condensed milk, as well as avocado ice cream as the additional whammy. We always get this one. It's one of our absolute favorites. It's very indulgent because of the sweetened condensed milk and the avocado ice cream that's in it. So we usually get this, and then when we're not here in the morning, we don't get the Vietnamese iced coffee. We tend to get another fruit shake. So it could be jackfruit, it could be durian, depending on what they have on hand. Last time we came, they didn't have any more durian because they ran out, but we got lucky this time and we got the durian. So we got two combination sandwiches and then two thick fruit shakes for $19.50, which is still quite a bargain, even though the prices have gone up. So this is what the sandwich looks like when you get it. Usually they always cut it in half for you, so they're really, really nice about that. They put it in this little baggie here. If you have it to go, they'll put it all in a paper bag, because I told them that we were going to eat it here in the deli. They put a little plate underneath it and served it to us. So the things that you want to think about when you're thinking about a really good, authentic Vietnamese banh mi, the first number one thing you always think about is the quality of the bread. So unlike French baguette, Vietnamese baguette for banh mi is usually very, very crusty, crispy on the outside, but then it's very airy on the inside. So it's light, you barely even feel like you're eating bread or carbs. Oftentimes people think about bread and they're like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be really heavy. This is not one of those experiences. It's gonna be really light and airy on the inside. When you're done eating it, you're gonna think, oh wow, I actually just finished all that and I didn't even really think about it. So this is gonna be kind of hard, but the way that you know that it's going to be good is if you just kind of squeeze the baguette and put it close to your ear, and you hear like a little bit of crispy, crackly sound. That's usually a sign that the baguette's going to be really, really good. And one of the secrets that I heard about Vietnamese bakeries and how they differentiate making their baguette is that they use rice flour to make the baguette lighter. I don't know if that's actually true. Here at Xuyen, they're very secretive about their bread recipe and they don't tell you anything about their bread. All I really know is that it's really, really tasty. So then after we've covered the bread, there's all types of fillings that you can get. So here at Xuyen, they've got a ton of different offerings in terms of fillings. I always get #1 combination because it has the best of everything. So in addition to the bread, other keys are the mayonnaise. Oftentimes really, really delicious, authentic Vietnamese bakeries will make their mayonnaise in-house. When we were in Vietnam, oftentimes places prided themselves for having their own secret mayonnaise recipes. So you can see that there's kind of like a very thin layer of mayonnaise, like right here. And then secondly, you want to think about the pickled vegetable. Vietnamese banh mi are always a balance of sweet, salty, savory, and spicy. So the tangy and the sour is going to come from the pickled vegetables. So it's typically pickled daikon, pickled carrot that's thinly sliced. You'll also have some freshness from the fresh coriander or the cilantro that they tend to chop up. And then there's going to be a combination of different meats. So there's going to be chalua, which is Vietnamese ham. It's kind of like usually a combination of pork, chicken that is made into kind of like a Vietnamese version of a meatloaf, seasoned with fish sauce and other Vietnamese spices. So that's this piece here. There are going to be different types of head cheese and Vietnamese ham like these pieces here. And then what I always love the most in Vietnamese sandwiches or banh mi is the pate. So you can see there's also like a nice thin layer of pate right here. And there's also going to be the Vietnamese version of char siu or cha shao, the barbecued pork that you can oftentimes find in Chinese bakeries or in bao. And then there's also like a little bit of cucumber, and that's kind of really it. That's the anatomy of a Vietnamese sandwich or a banh mi, and we're going to take a taste of it today. Okay, so now we're going to take a taste together. So the inside, the inner is always very important. It smells really, really good and fresh. It's been too long since we've been back. I realize we haven't even been here this calendar year, which is just so shameful. It's so good. The meat's really fresh. So each of the different meats, so the Vietnamese char siu, the Vietnamese ham, the different types of head cheese, and the pate are kind of the first flavors that come out at me. It's very savory, but it's also a combination of like sweet and salty. But there's also like a bit of fattiness that also comes through, which kind of just like melts in your mouth as you're chewing all the different meats. The pate is really, really creamy, very savory, really delicious. And the next thing that kind of hits me is the creaminess of the mayonnaise. The mayonnaise is really thick. It's a little bit yellow tinge, if you can kind of tell. It's kind of hard to see. But that definitely adds to the creaminess of the overall sandwich experience. And then the next piece that adds the freshness and the sort of acidy flavor is the combination of the pickled daikon, the carrot, as well as the cucumber. So it's really crunchy because of that. And then that cilantro adds more freshness and more crunch as well. I haven't quite gotten to the spice of it. I did ask them to have this be spicy, so there's going to be a surprise jalapeno slice or two in here somewhere that's going to surprise me at some point. So when we get to that, you'll probably notice because I'm probably going to start sweating a little bit more because of the heat. Now you gotta be careful. Crustiness on the outside of the bread is so good. It's like every bite is like a combination of crisp at the sort of first couple seconds, and it's like airy, smooth, soft on the inside, and then biting down into all those crisp vegetables and the meat. You've got so many different varieties of texture and flavors and tastes. It's like heaven in a single bite, all in a single sandwich, which is just crazy to me. Banh mi is definitely the best sandwich in the world, hands down to me. So I don't want to forget about our shakes that we ordered. So we're gonna try the avocado shake first, and then we'll move on to the durian, just because the durian flavor is a bit stronger and we don't want it to overpower the avocado shake. So, cheers. It's really thick, as you can see. It's definitely not watery at all. This is super, super yummy. If you've ever had doubts about avocados in fruit shakes that are sweet, this will definitely alleviate any types of concerns or hesitation that you had. It's really creamy, it's very sweet, it's kind of frothy because of the sweetened condensed milk and the ice cream. It's just so, so refreshing. Now we're gonna try the durian shake. So again, similar to the avocado shake, also really thick, really frothy. I'm like waiting a little bit to have this since I've been focusing on the banh mi, but I'm gonna have it now. This is also very, very creamy. If you like durian, it has a very distinct durian taste. So a little bit stinky, but if you're a durian fan, it'll basically be heaven through a straw. Almost tastes fatty. Fat. Good. Got the jalapeno piece, and the heat's like going up my nose almost. It's right here. I bit right into it. If you like it spicy, and you like little surprises in your sandwich, ask for your banh mi to be spicy. You'll know to add a few jalapeno slices in there. If you don't want surprises in your sandwich, then definitely tell them not spicy. We're at the end. No, it's like, well. Unfortunately ended our meal at Xuyen. I'm so sad. Every time I come here, I always get really excited to finally have this $5.50 banh mi, and when it ends, it's always so tragic because I'm thinking, oh, I really want the flavors to like linger in my mouth more and for this experience to continue. At least we got these little takeaways, so we didn't finish our durian or avocado shakes, but we're going to be taking them along our walk along 8th Avenue. But I just have to say that Xuyen is definitely a bit of an institution if you like Vietnamese sandwiches. It's definitely the best banh mi in all of New York City, of all of the boroughs. I did a lot of research on this 11 years ago when I first moved here and came to the conclusion that this is definitely the best. The real make or break part of the banh mi is the bread, like I said earlier, because of that crusty outside and the airy, soft inside. If you don't have that in a banh mi, it's pretty much, you know, all over. There's no banh mi in Manhattan that could even remotely compare to this, as sad as it is to say. So even though it is a trek to get out here, if you live in Manhattan or another borough, it definitely is worth it. It's inexpensive, it's super tasty, it's a very memorable experience. And if you're thinking, okay, I don't want to just eat one sandwich and I want to be able to take it away, they're really, really sweet and friendly here. So if you ask to do it, to do takeaway, they'll actually package all of the meats, the head cheese, the pickled daikon, the carrot, the cucumber separately in little separate baggies, so that you can go home, toast everything separately, and then warm everything separately, and then put them all together so that it's pretty much good as new. So you can't really get better than that when it comes to amazing food, as well as amazing and friendly service, as well as really cheap prices. So that pretty much wraps up what we are going to be eating and drinking today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, please like it. Would really love it if you subscribe to my channel if you like my content, and I will see you next time. Thanks again for watching. Bye.